Welcome back, friends, to the English Guida YouTube channel. In the second part of the playlist, we will discuss how to change the positive into other degrees. We use the positive degree to say that two things or persons are equal or not equal to one another with regard to some quality they share. It uses the base form of the adjective like, busy, blind, cheap, and so on. As pointed out in the first part, the base form of the adjective does not carry any mark of comparison. Here are some examples of the positive degree. The comparison is limited to two things. For example, English versus Hindi, CNN versus BBC. In that case, we can change the positive degree only and only into the comparative. When we change the positive into the comparative degree, the affirmative will turn into the negative to retain the original message. Let us start with the first example. From the positive into the comparative. Reversing the order of the nouns that are being compared, use Hindi as the subject of the comparative. Use an appropriate form of the linking verb be in accordance with the subject. Place not after the linking verb to turn the affirmative into the negative. Use the comparative form of the adjective and place the conjunction then after it, and the comparative with the noun that functions as the subject of the positive degree sentence. Following the same formula, we can do the other examples. BBC is not more popular than CNN. Our purse is not larger than our heart. Enthusiasm is not more infectious than smile. Shaw's plays were not more significant than his prefaces. Apart from turning the negative into the affirmative, we can use the same formula as discussed above to change the positive into the comparative degree in these examples. The sun is hotter than the moon. Maruti cars are cheaper than Hyundai cars. The political system is more defective than the EVM. The monkey was more cunning than the cats. Please note that the form of the linking verb has changed in accordance with the subject in the example we have just finished. The subject, that is, the cats, of the original positive degree sentence is plural. On the other hand, the subject, that is, the monkey, of the comparative degree sentence is singular. Gold is dearer than silver. Here are four more examples of the positive degree, which are somewhat different from the ones we have done so far. In the first two examples, the phrase very few plus noun suggests that the comparison subsumes more than two persons or things. In the last two examples, the phrase no other plus noun suggests that it is a broad based comparison involving every person or object belonging to that particular class. Please remember that when the positive degree subsumes three or more persons or things in the comparison, we can change it into the comparative as well as the superlative degree. Let's begin with the first example. The positive degree means that Miss Srinivasan possesses the quality of being rich in the highest degree in comparison with most other women in India. To change the positive degree into the comparative, Miss Malika Srinivasan will be the subject of the comparative degree sentence. Use an appropriate form of the linking verb be after the subject. Use the comparative form of the adjective and place the conjunction than after it. Complete the sentence with the phrase most other women in India. Please note that the phrase most other replaces very few to retain the meaning of the original sentence. To change the same example into the superlative, Miss Malika Srinivasan will be the subject of the superlative degree sentence. Use an appropriate form of the linking verb be after the subject. Replace very few with one of. Place the definite article before the superlative form of the adjective. Finish the sentence with the phrase women in India. Following the same formula, we can change this example into the comparative as well as the superlative. The bird of paradise is more exotic than most other flowers. The bird of paradise is one of the most exotic flowers. The phrase no other plus a noun suggests that Mount Everest possesses the quality, height in this case, in the highest degree in comparison with all other mountains in the world. Let's first change it into the comparative. Mount Everest will be the subject of the comparative degree sentence. Place an appropriate form of the linking verb be after the subject. Use the comparative form of the adjective and place the conjunction than after it. Finish the sentence with the phrase any other mountain in the world. Please remember that the phrase any other replaces no other to retain the meaning of the original sentence. Let's now change the same example into the superlative. Mount Everest will be the subject of the superlative degree sentence. Use an appropriate form of the linking verb be after the subject. Place the definite article before the superlative form of the adjective. Finish the sentence with the phrase mountain in the world. Let's do one more example following the same formula. Non-violence is more powerful than any other force in the world. Non-violence is the most powerful force in the world. You can pause the video and do the exercises to check your progress on the way to mastering the degrees of comparison. If you wish, you can skip the exercises for now and revisit them later at your convenience. Thanks for watching. Hope you would not miss the next video on the comparative degree. Please feel free to share your comments.